Join us now, kids, as we learn about Paperball, the art project.
Ooh. Oh, kitties.
Featuring the scariest art teacher I've ever heard.
I was gonna say,
that
Logan,
voice doesn't fit that dog.
I thought that was your voice for a second, Logan.
It's not me. Ow.
I forget who brought it up, but these these animal designs are pretty cute, but like just for setting the tone and all that stuff. But other than that, for the sake of the gameplay we're about to see, you could have easily have dropped this and nothing would have been lost.
Yeah.
So, as a premise level, welcome to a fan game, very good one as well, Paperball.
Well, fan game turned into original IP.
Oh yeah, no, because you can buy this, and it is well worth the money. I'd say it's cheap. Like I'd say about less than $15 or something like that on Steam, and it better be coming to Switch at some point. But we're going to be helping out Coco the cat with an art project by testing out her levels and see how well they run. And once you get into this is pretty much Super Monkey Ball 2, the game that Sega refuses to make.
Well, Super Monkey Ball 2 technically does exist. It's just, well, that was a long, long time ago.
Well, sorry. Well, I mean, the style reminded me of Super Monkey Ball 2, but yeah, no, very much just, sorry. In short, the Monkey Ball game that they won't make.
Pretty much. So yeah, I mean, yeah, this, just look at that goal right there. That looks like it was ripped straight from the most recent Monkey Ball games.
Absolutely. And yeah, I also decided to do up my, it's a meme, but I decided to do up my ball to look like the freaking Discord thinking emoji.
I guess.
Wait, so you can actually make your own designs for your Paperball?
No. This is just one of the default ones, and I was like, I gotta use this. It's stupid. Okay. It's great, but no, but yeah, there is some customization with your Paperball, various color palettes, various patterns, but yeah.
I mean,
but you can't change the image itself.
Yes.
I mean, honestly, I think it would have been a really neat idea, just for, especially if this does. Say if this does end up getting a console version, it could be something that's exclusive to the PC version only. Basically have it so that you can actually upload whatever drawings you have on hand and just apply it to your ball.
That'd be fun.
You know what I would love? Because I just had an idea in mind. Someone do that, make a mod so that it looks like a boulder, but you have Crash Bandicoot flattened over it, like it just ran over him.
That could be the PlayStation one. For the Switch, it could be I guess Kirby.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You do Kirby.
Give us the Kirby Tilt and Tumble 2 that was long lost. Ooh. Oh, jeez.
They have bonus. Yep, they have bonus goals too.
Jeez. I always wince when people try to pull that kind of shit.
It's very much that kind of game. But yeah, so just to get my thoughts out there right away, this is very much it plays like I would remember Monkey Ball game plays. It a revolutionary decision. It has camera control, which is nice. But yeah, no, the physics feel right. There's no weird jump button, and come on. And other than that, yeah, it kind of is like a muscle memory, riding a bike kind of situation. Once you get into it, this is how. I like this. I haven't been I have not been following up on that hamster game that that other team was making, but I'd say until then, this is absolutely going to fill that niche, and it adds and it does have a lot of unique levels. It's not all.
And hey, at least unlike that game, where at least we're not forcing some kind of random agenda on this little project.
It's just supposed to be a nice little ball game, and got it. Also, yes, for those who are keeping an eye on it, keep an eye on the death counter, because this game also comes with a death counter, and yes, I will be editing out some of them, but not all of them, but yeah. So we're already at 3 deaths so far.
I mean, yeah, that is a lot more forgiving than the Monkey Ball games where there really was a lives counter, and then after that, say if you only had so many continues before the whole run was over.
Yeah, in this game, you'll see later, they mainly have this system where as you can already expect, they have we're in novice, they'll have intermediate, expert, and then I think they have master difficulty. There's a pretty good amount of levels. I'd say at least about 100 levels, and oh no!
Oh, look at that! Now you got your ball all wet.
And they don't. I'd say they don't go as crazy far as you know, because you remember how like in Super Monkey Ball, the original, like, oh, if you manage to complete these levels without dying, you can unlock secret levels. Like in this one, it's not as strict, I don't think.
That's close.
It's more like, oh, if you can complete this in less than 15 deaths or something like that, you're good.
That's not too bad. Like, yeah, I definitely do remember like how strict it was just to unlock the bonus levels in the original Monkey Ball games.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
I got it. Okay, I got it. I want to go for that secret ring. Come on. Come on.
Logan, you're being an overachiever here.
Boop.
Oh,
Keep an eye on the death counter.
Oh god,
death
19
later.
deaths!
Wow,
Dude!
he was stubborn to a fault.
Now, does the
worth
death counter like reset between levels, or is it like adding on between all?
It resets between bundles of levels. So once we're done with the novice stage, it'll then tally up all the deaths I took while doing the novice pack. For the purpose of this look at, I'll be doing novice and intermediate.
Come on!
Come on.
So
So
you're,
I'll be covering.
so you're literally covering about 2/3. So basically, you're covering about 2/3 of the game.
Your first bronze.
What? That I can say right now, like they have other things, like they have a lot, like
Oh shoot!
in terms of the story, yeah. In terms of the story, yes, I'll be covering like about 2/3 of the story.
Honestly, makes me think, if that's the case, then why not just do the entire game?
No, because some of the like advanced and extreme and advanced, welcome back. Extreme and advanced, I cannot for the life of me, like I cannot like touch that stuff. So I will say that the levels do get about as hard as you'd want a Monkey Ball stage levels to get, where they get like all these weird contraptions. They have other bonus things such as a time trial mode, a like score point
Are you
mode.
kidding me? It's not letting me
Welcome back,
rejoin the.
Oh, there we
She'll
go.
she'll connect back. Hang on, don't worry. Just give her a sec. Welcome back.
Okay, that was weird. It wasn't letting me rejoin.
Okay.
That's
was
odd,
really
but welcome
weird.
back.
Is it affecting your recording though?
No.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
that's
worries.
good.
So I guess just to turn this, yeah, that's about okay. The final stage of the novice pack. So other than that, this is going to be about to finish up my thoughts.
Whoa, jittery platforms over there.
Yeah, as you see, they'll like start shaking around if you don't move across them fast enough. So
Yeah, that is definitely a Monkey Ball staple where they have terrain that literally just go tits a blazing just to ensure that you fall off.
so, yep, novice pack is already done. But I realize clearing this in less than 10 minutes wouldn't have been much of a look at, so I'm gonna double dip and, freaking bite off more than I can chew by doing the intermediate pack as well. And yeah, if you can clear novice pack with less than 5 deaths, I think is gonna say. It will say in just a second here. Yeah, if you can clear it with less than 5 deaths, you'll unlock the EX stages for novice pack. So, with that said, let's move on to intermediate and show off that 30 more stages. Moving on.
I'll be right back.
Okay. So that's pretty much it for my thoughts on this game so far. Like there is a good amount here. I will currently very quickly look up what the price is on Steam, and I could absolutely see this on the Switch, and I hope they are able to get this onto the Switch.
I'd be surprised if it isn't.
It's $12 on Steam.
Well, that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
So I guess I'll just turn that over to you guys. Like, what are you guys thinking so far from what you're seeing?
I mean, it definitely does re-invoke that same spirit that the original Amusement Vision Monkey Ball games entailed, in that, yeah, they really are just simple obstacle course-like levels.
Yeah. What about you, Hype and Jordy?
Men's
You wanna go
first.
Quickly bails out that one.
I thought you wanted to be considerate.
Okay, fine. I'll go first. I definitely liked the opening cutscene. It was so cute, and I liked how the main character looks. He's super adorable. The stages themselves.
No comment on the dog, the guy that voiced the dog, though.
Yeah, I was about to say
that's
why I pointed out, like, that voice does not fit that design.
It was interesting. I'll give you
It's
that.
like a Parappa the Rapper kind of voice. Anyway, continue. Or character.
As far as the gameplay goes, it's pretty good. Like a lot of twists and turns. I'll give you that.
That's Monkey Ball.
Yeah,
Got
but
Nice.
yeah, it definitely gives me that monkey ball vibe. I'm sorry.
Monkey vibe balls.
No worries. But yeah,
Get the point. I love
see
that
it as
it's
like-
revolving around art.
right. And I like the paper craft aesthetic they're going for with the platforms. I cannot imagine. In terms of her art project, though, I cannot imagine how hard this would be to create any of these things in a practical sense, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious as to how exactly is she displaying this in her class. Like, does she just have like a bunch of them, like in the classroom, and she's just like trying to balance them as she's guiding them, and the teacher's like, what is the meaning of this, ma'am?
What is the meaning of... Like, maybe that's why Celia thought it sounded to me. Like, that is the art teacher's like, why did you take us on a trip to the Sahara in order to show off this particular level? It's for the theming!
It's for the ambiance.
Wait a tick-tock second. Are those clouds on strings?
I go the extra mile for my ambiance.
I built this entire Sahara Desert out of used confetti for cycling.
Oh, actually...
But anyway...
I don't know why, but earlier when it said, like, what's the meaning of this? For some reason, the way you said it just makes me think now that the dog just going, why for you bury me in the cold, cold ground?
It always goes back to that Taz quote.
There are some quotes that are just really fun to go back to. I don't know, something like that.
Cliff Edge.
This one looks a tad tense.
This one is also particularly annoying for me. Welcome back, City.
How are you supposed to climb up this?
There is this one. This one I'll say is probably my least favorite level of the ones I've played in a while because there is no trick. It's just literally trace this entire level.
Honestly, with some of these stages,
Dang it!
Yeah, it's like those old ball. It's like those old ball and mazes.
I will say for like some of these stages, like. I'm really curious as to how exactly you're expected to get, like, gold on some of these stages.
Some of them are, like, I can absolutely see, like, the old, like, pause buffer, like, the old, like, hold left and... I could definitely see those kind of tricks. There are some stages I'll show off later where you can totally cheese through some of them, and that's how you're supposed to beat it. It's like, don't go down the ramps, just... launch yourself off the starting platform and hope that you'll bounce in, kind of thing.
Yeah, the original Monkey Ball games were really rife with that kind of stuff. To get getting the best amount of times really requires you to just think outside the box.
And again, like there were some ways to cheese a really hard level. Like you think, you gotta go through this maze. No, just hop this fence. And okay, moving on.
And hope that the physics aren't screwing with you at that time.
Actually, you're stuck in a ball. How could you hop a fence when you're stuck in a ball?
With power of physics. This one's a pretty fun one. Oh, careful.
I'm starting to get a Mario 64 vibe with this whole thing.
What's that cracking sound?
That's those are the platforms going up and down, and gotta be careful because as you saw, they will speed up a little bit. Okay, and get to the end, get to the end, get to the end, get to the end, get to the end.
And
there you go.
So yeah, there are bronze, silver, gold, and platinum medals, which platinum is when you gotta get super crazy. Oh yeah.
Waffles.
While we're doing all this, I will say like the whole backgrounds and the music is very like fun for these kind of stages.
I like the soundtrack.
Yeah, music ain't that bad.
Oh
no splee.
Dang it.
That is no splee.
Yeah.
No splee.
It should have worked. All right, so gonna aim it right this time.
Now I'm just imagining just adding on to our joke. It's like, Miss, why don't you hire this big band to play music while you're tilting with your project?
It's just an entire band behind him, like playing the piano right in his ears, like. I do not understand how this affects the recycling. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I don't see it. Just some more. Just honestly, just more stages. There's no there's no plot. The plot is just you're just doing more of these art exhibits. So I was gonna ask Celia, did you have any experience like either witnessing or playing or seeing Monkey Ball games before now?
Or just any game involving. How about just any game involving like a ball rolling through obstacle courses?
The closest thing I can think of is the Wii Sports games.
Oh yeah.
No. It was Wii Fit.
Yeah, Wii Fit. You're right.
Wii Fit had one.
Wasn't there also that one somewhat infamous minigame in Twilight Princess involving a ball?
And the Wii version,
Oh,
yes.
Don't even get me started on Twilight Princess.
I was never made for that, but I hate that game. Thank God that's an optional minigame.
Yeah.
Got it. And for some reason, I know it's not a ball. It's not a ball, but I feel like it's the same. Like, I don't see it as a ball, but I see it as like the same kind of like.
Other balls.
Oh, jeez. Damn. I don't see. It's,
Wait
it's
a
not
minute.
ball.
Are those all the wiffle balls from the girls softball team?
It represents opposition. Don't question my vision.
It represents the crushing freedoms of art exposure. I don't know.
Lindsay, they're just wiffle balls.
And meanwhile, the band's like, how long do we have to keep playing? We have to get back to band practice.
Shut up! Look, here's some cheese.
Oh, you're lactose intolerant.
That cheese went sour. Okay, how about do you like cheese?
Yes, I do.
Good, because we got it.
Yay.
Provolone.
Whoa.
In you go.
I want mozzarella.
Honestly, yeah, I was about to say, I personally prefer mozzarella.
I like provolone on a sandwich.
I like, I really, this is a really stupid topic for me to suddenly weigh in on. I really like, it took me like until recently, but I realized that I'm like a super big, I really like Gouda. I think that's like my current like cheese, like the craze thing.
That's a Gouda choice.
You kind of asked for it.
Careful.
Oh, did I mention this music is so groovy?
Yeah,
No,
we
it's
were
great.
talking about that.
Every 10 stages, it goes to a different thing. Aw, damn it.
You know, speaking of music, I mean, I know we're pretty much going back to the Monkey Ball games again, but it's like, man, do I miss the same vibe I get whenever I listen to Amusement Vision Monkey Ball soundtracks. Like, that shit is like, it's
Monkey Ball 2 is great.
It's pure euphoria on the ears.
Monkey Ball 2's soundtrack is great, but it can get really intense when it needs to.
I really want to know what that composers have gone on to do nowadays.
Well, I know the director went on to do all of the Yakuza series, which was quite a shift.
No kidding.
Hey,
We'll actually be doing a look at another one of his games, more recent games a little later. But anyway, continue.
I lost count. How many stages are in this pack?
30.
There are 30. There are 30 packs. But if I can complete them all without dying, I think more than 15 times, I can actually unlock the EX stages. And then the advanced one is the big one that has 50 stages in it. And then the master set has only 10, but they are they're ball busting.
So
Well,
really hard.
How many of our classmates are operating these things at once?
They're just
No,
all
I
spinning
just
and pulling these, like,
imagine
oh,
she's
gosh.
doing them all herself.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Frantically pulling the strings.
I'm just wondering how she does that though.
I still did Amusement Vision work on Banana Blitz or even
No. By that point, I think Amusement Vision went down under.
Because I did like the Amusement Vision. Because I did like Banana Blitz's. I did like Banana. Okay, now should be good. Yes. Because I did like Banana Blitz's soundtrack, the original one anyway.
Oh yeah, no. Well, I mean, some of the original stuff, the original content for like the remake, I thought was fine. But I do agree though, the original Banana Blitz OST was very nice. Though again, I do still think like freaking Monkey Ball soundtracks from like the GameCube era are like a class all their own.
Right. Okay.
Which is actually funny because not just the Monkey Ball games, but there's also the other game that Amusement Vision made before they shut down, F-Zero GX.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I just now noticed that the same composer pretty much has been following that development staff like since the start. Like whoever worked on Monkey Ball also worked on the soundtrack for F-Zero GX, and yeah, I can say now that it looks like It looks like the composers pretty much went on to follow that director till death do they part, because they've been also doing the soundtracks for the Yakuza series, which take a deep breath. Like, actually, if you want to hear some really awesome, like, battle music and stuff, listen to the Yakuza, like, especially Yakuza 0's soundtrack.
I'll be sure to give that a listen.
I'd recommend it. Anyway, go. So, yeah, again, stage is going to be a bit more challenging. So, yeah, full
What
disclosure,
are we doing out in the Alps?
I can't see. Anyway, yeah, again, full disclosure, I only learned about this game through Vinesauce and other people streaming it and looking at it, and again, I have already said this, I think it does a really nice job of...
I was just reading the title.
Oh, yes. I do like I like that it's filling that niche. It's kind of like, again, why I wouldn't be upset with Enchanted Portals. I like Cuphead, and so if I can have more Cuphead while waiting on the other Cuphead, I'll be totally okay with that.
I think the main difference with Enchanted Portals, though, is that it's so clear. I think it's aping Cuphead to a fault. Whereas this game, at the very least, has its own identity that it's going with, while still keeping true to the roots of Monkey Ball.
I think what's going to make Enchanted Portals really hard to, like, justify is that, like, it's going to be really hard to try justify, charging for that, since it's so clearly, taking a lot from another idea.
No kidding.
Has Studio HDMR ever commented on what they thought about Enchanted Portals?
I think it may be one of those situations where they realized, you know what it is? I feel like maybe they're handling the situation similarly to how Disney handled the Escape from Tomorrow thing, where they're thinking, the less attention we draw to it, probably the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, knockoffs and clones are going to happen whether we like them to or not. So, I mean, the only way that they're really going to fade from the face of the earth is if we don't really pay them no mind.
Right.
Which, I mean, again, it's a shame looking, because, I mean, it looking like a knockoff aside, like, the whole Enchanted Portals thing doesn't look bad. My big problem is that they're just completely aping Cuphead right down to the gameplay.
Mm-hmm. Around. These platforms are going to fall underneath me, so we'll just keep moving quickly. But yeah, I can wholeheartedly recommend this game if you are a fan of Monkey Ball and just need like a little bit more Monkey Ball in your life.
Hey, actually,
for those having motion sickness, you might want to steer clear.
But
actually,
I just want to go ahead.
I just want to say, since we're just talking about like fan games aping or aping like current official products, that is something I don't think I ever brought up whenever we talked about, but something I'm kind of curious about is that with Bug Fables, like, it's very obviously meant to be like the next Paper Mario. Like, it's basically Paper Mario in anything but name only. But the only thing I'm kind of curious about is that we've all made jokes for it, and they're not really doing a good job of proving us wrong, but Paper Mario fans, especially nowadays, tend to be kind of cynical when it comes to the franchise, and a part of me is kind of worried that, like, if Bug Fables was made by Paper Mario fans, if some of that cynicism was like incorporated into like the game itself, like whether it be like the writing or whatnot, like you played a bee in the game. Have you ever seen anything like that in your playthrough, Logan?
You mean like, okay, nice. I hate that one with
cynicism in a sense of like a guy going like, oh, who would want to use stickers? Only a moron would like stickers.
No, there's none of that. No, there's none of that. I think one of the strong points for Bug Fables is that it does everything to like not acknowledge Paper Mario, but in the sense of like, how about this? Really dumb comparison to start making in terms of games. You know how how a big and understandable complaint people have had about the new Disney Star Wars is that it almost seems to reference so much of the original trilogy, it's practically weighed down by it. Mm-hmm. Like, it wouldn't have worked without the original working. Yeah. I feel like Bug Fables does enough where, and it doesn't keep trying to say, hey, remember when Paper Mario did this? Hey, remember when Paper Mario did this? Hey, we like yes, the mechanics are very much the same with the badges and the gameplay, but it does whatever it can to draw, if it draws attention to anything, it draws attention to what makes it different from Paper Mario. For a big one that many usually never consider is, technically, you are now officially playing a game where all party members can talk with one another.
Which is pretty refreshing.
Yeah, your allies. Well, yeah, all your allies. Oh, jeez. Yes, your allies, of course, would talk and stuff, but in the Mario stuff. But Mario never talked. Mario can never really weigh in on the situation.
Yeah, because like. Yeah, well, not just Mario, just dang
it.
Yeah, the drawers move with wherever direction.
It's just weird as the flooring look like a freaking napkin.
Yeah, honestly, just like that's kind of a thing that I've kind of noticed. Excuse me. Like during my trip, during my wait for Origami King, which I still stand by the opinion that it looks pretty interesting, in spite of what the fan base demands, I think. But like just going on that wait kind of made me like look through like the Paper Mario series and comparing it to like its sister series Mario and Luigi. It honestly kind of, even though I'm still excited for Origami King, like, putting the two together, like, it really does give me more reasons as to why a part of me does kind of appreciate M&L more, like, mainly in the sense of Mario himself. Like, I feel like between the two of them, I feel like Mario definitely has more of a personality in M&L than he does in Paper Mario.
Oh, absolutely. Like, well, it helps too that for the most, like, they actually allow him to, speak his mind out whenever he feels it's appropriate, even though it is the iconic Italian gibberish.
Well, not even just that, but just
I think it's the pantomiming and stuff, and they're more expressive and.
Yeah, that's honestly it. Like he's more expressive, and I feel like he definitely does a better job of like reacting to stuff than Paper Mario, where most of the time, like Paper Mario just has that same Blake expression when he reacts to a lot of things, with the exception of, ironically enough, Sticker Star and Color Splash.
I think, yeah.
Which is, I guess, ironic considering that Paper Mario was meant to be the successor to Seven Stars, and Seven Stars was like, he was very expressive with all of his like fancy pantomime in that one.
Which is funny when you realize that the Mario and Luigi series was primarily developed by X Square developers.
Yeah.
Really? Those X Square went on to create Alpha Dream?
Yes, and all things considered, Mario and Luigi is more, I would argue, is more of a spiritual successor to Mario RPG than even Paper Mario.
Yeah,
it's definitely with how they write Bowser and all the other characters in that. They're great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, it's one of those weird things, though, because, I mean, let's be real here. Like, both IPs are great at what they do. It's just that you can definitely tell, like, the Paper Mario series were trying to more or less ape the success of those developers. With the Mario and Luigi series, it is the developers.
Right. And, yes, we are definitely going to be getting back to that series in the future. We have plans. The Mario and Luigi.
We got big plans for Mario and Luigi.
Well, I also say that because I do know we still need to get around to starting on Paper Mario eventually.
That is also a big thing. I gotta record that because I don't think Glee's recording that, so I'll work on that. Or maybe James was.
I wouldn't mind recording it myself. I would, except the problem is I don't really have a role recording it.
Yeah,
that's right. And since I do still have the Wii U with that, okay, that'll work.
I would say you can do it in my stead. I mean, I've actually looked through my other options. I could make up for that by doing Super Paper Mario.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Oh wow, I beat it with under 15 deaths.
Nice. So it looks like we're gonna get to play the bonus levels.
So we're going to the encore round, which is I think like 5 or more stages. Hence why this video is gonna go a little bit longer because I did bite off more than I could chew. I'm in space now.
Ready? Go!
Careful.
I mean, actually, yeah. Like I definitely remember with like the Monkey Ball games, like even their extra levels primarily took place in either space or a futuristic-looking laboratory.
And had weird things like a URL of a that's right. No, the URL of the developer site was just a normal level that you're just supposed to accept as being real.
Yes.
I'm really sorry to interrupt, but I do want to make like a quick disclaimer. Those of you that might be concerned about like, oh, Celia isn't talking so much right now. She actually did have to step away for a bit because she told us she was getting a little bit motion sickness from watching this.
Not to mention Discord's really been screwing with her. So
yeah, so she had to step out, but she saved her audio, so it's all good. And she's actually still watching with us in the wings.
Yeah, just listening to the music because again, this music is great, and I'll have to link her the soundtrack afterwards. But yeah, no, definitely.
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. But at the very least, deaths from...
One small step for man, one freaking drop for a Paperball.
Yeah. And
for Paperball kind.
I just now remembered with hype. Why are we now on the moon for this next mission? Was this really... I really feel like you're pushing the recycling budget of this school.
For the last time, it's for the ambience. Now be sure to share the extra masks around. I only brought so many of them.
I feel like I also have the stupid idea of like she's spinning in the air because of zero gravity. It's for the art! And she's... Anyway, at this point, death still matters. Moving on. What was I talking about? Mario and Luigi, right, is...
Candy Cane.
We mentioned... Okay, what were we talking about Mario and Luigi? We were talking about frickin' the different characters.
We had plans for it, and
Paper Mario, right? I was like, couldn't you also do 1,000-Year Door with Dolphin?
I'm pretty sure Allie called like a death grip on 1,000-Year Door.
Yeah, I think she did. Which I mean, that's fine. Again, I could make that up by doing Super Paper Mario. Now that I actually got that working,
I feel like it wouldn't be impossible for us to do a look at of Sticker Star just to like.
Well, the thing is that like it's not impossible. It's just a matter of would any of us want to.
Well, I mean, it would be fair to do just for the sake of acknowledging it. I mean, heck, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the road we decide to do a look at or a full-on commentary of Escape from Monkey Island.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
I think we did talk about doing a look at it at one point.
Right, I gotta do something for that, and then Color Splash. I still will say I haven't seen Origami King yet, but I will still say Color Splash is like the strongest, like just character with its writing out of everything I've played.
really
with
does.
It's
Mario.
definitely the funniest of the Paper Mario games so far.
Oh yeah.
It really does suck too, because I actually do think that's a game we should definitely consider doing a commentary of. The only
not
downside
against it.
is, well, the most of the action that we would want to see is going to be seen through the gamepad.
In terms of, I don't know. Okay. So combat. Okay, so here's, I guess, parts that we could talk about is if we were to do. My theory is that if we were to do a commentary, I would almost argue we could like cut out a good amount of the combat in like just in general, because I'd say like the real strong point of that game is its story, hands down.
I mean, true, though at the same time, though, I don't think we should do the Arlo challenge again, because that shit really droned on after a while.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. It did drag on a bit, and we can never tell what I can attest that in doing the Arlo challenge, which did work, at
And
least
really proved how hollow that battle system really was.
Yeah, I was about to say, it's like, at what cost? Just so you can finally have more reasons to think it's disgusting.
it's not disgusting, but that's the proof I needed that the combat wasn't well like developed for the whole thing. But I can say, I can admit that in doing the Arlo challenge, I learned that we probably spent like a good 30% of that entire playthrough just trying to flee from a battle, and it wouldn't let me flee in time. Oh, now we're inside the core of the moon.
Oh, cool. And you know what? It just hit me. We're doing a look at a Paperball, and we're suddenly talking about Paper Mario.
Oh, you're right. They do correlate with each other, don't they?
Oh, that's
It
right.
all
you're here,
comes
aren't you?
together in the end.
Like, sorry if we're talking about stuff that you kind of don't care about.
Don't worry about it. I mean,
Whoop.
yes.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, if it's any consolation, I could maybe be considering wanting to be there for Color Splash.
If we were to ever do it, I mean that's still like something we. Oh, okay, that's kind of dickish. But
Yeah, the maze moves and the platforms move, so careful.
jerks. But anyway, honestly, Jordy, that's like one of those things that we're probably going to consider like way later down the line, because
Yeah, I
we
was
still
about
got
to
all
say.
the other Paper Mario games to cover.
Yeah, and honestly, I think you'd be fine like joining us for like some of the other Paper Marios. Like I think, I honestly
like the
think
first
you
one,
would get a
1000 Year
kick
Door.
out of like the original and Thousand Year Door.
And and most especially Super Paper Mario, because
Oh right.
that's like no shitting here. It's easily the darkest Mario story ever devised.
Oh, hands
One of
down.
them.
I'll
is
take it into
definitely-
consideration. How about that?
Whoa.
That's fair, but yeah, it's one of the darkest Mario stories, but it's also one that mostly centers on a love plot.
Right.
Yeah.
One is
Ah.
one thing I've always wondered. I don't know if it would I don't know if it would hurt the whole point. But part of me has always wondered if it was like possible to like have like almost like a mod of the original Paper Mario to like not make it look so sprite based. But
I thought someone
I
is
mean-
working on that.
I mean,
I know.
I mean, I think, say what you will about the original Paper Mario's aesthetics, I do still think they hold up fairly nicely, just because, well, I mean, granted, they're sprites, but they're nice-looking sprites.
Yeah, that's fair.
they are. I'm not looking forward to it.
Whoa,
I'm very much going to be excited
that's
to
quite a
tackle-
motion blur.
Yeah, I think that was a. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was a transition.
Oh no, so yeah, that transit. I don't know if that happened there, but anyway, careful.
Oh, jeez, yeah, I think the game can only handle so much.
Oh,
Get it.
Oh, no, okay, there you go.
Thank you. I was like, I'm not losing that now. Why have you taken us to the paper dimension? You know mortals are not allowed to be here.
Oh!
It's just, I don't know. We're just in a weird paper world now, and the poor art teacher's like, I think I'm gonna retire. I've
It's
seen
like-
things that no man should ever see.
I just be like, look, if I give you a quadruple pluses, will you please take me back to my sane life?
I cannot. I I've seen more paper than any man should ever in his life. Anyway, I'm giving them a hard time. They did it was a fun job, and this is still a really nice little creative twist they're doing to again try and distance itself from what it's clearly inspired by as much as it can. Because I don't think it should be hindered by that. I still really am getting a kick out of this, and just know that I technically have not even shown off half of the levels that this game has. So if you were still interested, then absolutely I'd say give this a shot.
I mean, all things considered, though, yeah, this look at would really did go on a ways, but it also helps too. We actually had shit worth talking about.
Yep, and here's the last stage of the encore stages that I'll be showing off.
Within the past 10 levels or so, have you actually not died at the very beginning?
Some of that was me. Okay, I'll admit. Okay, for all the. Part of this is I'll say is all the intermediate and when I was recording this look at all of the novice and intermediate stages I had done already to just practice. This is the first time I've ever touched these encore stages because I just so happened to get it and I was like, oh, well, I better not back down. So.
Well, I guess if it means anything, Logan, if it helps lighten the mood a bit, it sounds like you've made Celia a fan of the soundtrack.
That's awesome, and I will definitely share that soundtrack with her.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's a good one.
So yeah, that's about Fasco and intermediate complete.
You nearly had us die out in the reaches of space just for your A+.
Oh, I went the extra mile for extra credit.
So yeah, well that's set. Now we can try out the advanced stages. I'll try them out later. But yeah, so that was me showing off a good little chunk of Paperball. And just know again, there's all these bonus stages. There's time attack modes. There's like different. I think there's a couple mini games in there. There is a co-op thing, like a race. Like there's like a race mode where you and a second player can like race against each other to try and complete courses faster than each other. You know what?
All things considered, Logan, we should do this again with that mode in particular.
Oh, you want to try advanced mode? No, I don't know. I don't think we should do advanced. Advanced was like third. Nah, I don't know.
We'll figure something out. Like maybe as a potential multiplayer session all its own.
Yeah, I wouldn't be against that. But yeah. So again, if any of that looked fun to you, and yes, I still cannot find any justification for why there are furries in this. I'm not against it. It's a cute cartoon style, but yeah, I don't see...
It is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't get in the way of what really matters.
Yeah, I was about to say, as long as it's not intrusive, no one should care.
Right, because again, this is a very solid engine.
And at the very least, it's not hiding some really random agenda for itself.
Right, or at least, they just cut the BS, get right to the ball gameplay, and it's fun. It's great. So
take me out to the ball game.
Meow, 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 meow.
So I hope everybody have fun with that.
Yeah. Till next time, everybody.
Take care.
I can't wait till they see my science project next semester.
It's art!